What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Palm City Chucks. Sound the trumpets. It's a sad day. We have our last college football episode of the 25-26 season. We are talking about one game, the national championship, which featured 10 ranked Miami, underdogs the whole way, made it to the big game in their home stadium, and they took on the one seed, the surprising juggernaut, Indiana. And it was pretty good. I thought it was a fun game,
Pretty damn good.
but
I agree.
let's just get it out of the way. Indiana won it 27-21. But let's get into the deets, because I was very impressed. Indiana kind of just steamrolled their way through this whole season. Like we mentioned it, funny enough, one of their toughest games was actually the Penn State game. But other than that, maybe their first matchup with Oregon, it was really no contest all year. And Miami put up a fight here. I mean, the defense was firing. Their edge rushers are just phenomenal. They were able to get to Mendoza.
What did I say?
They were able to.
Key to the chance was.
Dude, and they were able to get away with just about anything short of murder on Mendoza. I mean, it was crazy. Was it getting some of these calls? But hey, I like it. And it was pretty consistent from this crew. Like they were letting them play football for sure. So, and I don't mind that. You're going to call a game that way as long as it's going both sides. Like that's fine. But I was surprised to see some of the hits he took and no flags. I mean, this is your Heisman winner, likely first pick in the NFL draft. And they were flags. I mean, one of them in particular, the one roughing, like it was clear as day.
Oh, yeah, where he got hit in the chin.
No
that
flag.
was bad.
Yeah. Crazy. But yeah, Indiana managed to win this one. They led the whole game. It was just always close. I mean, Miami was always in reach. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Very physical football. And I think I mentioned that last week about this Miami team. Like it's cool seeing ACC getting a little Big Ten SEC like in these trenches. And Miami's certainly that way. I know I messaged you about it during the game. Like they got to get this run game going. And which was funny because I'm sure you were laughing. Not a minute after I sent you that text, we hear Kirk go on about how they're not successful at all in the run. And I'm like, just wait. And they did perform. Fletcher, 17 carries, 112 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, pretty damn good. Beck, not bad, 19 of 32, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. But the big one for me was Tony. Malachi Tony, quiet first half. Finally got him going in the second half. He ends up with 10 catches, 122 yards, and a touchdown. Like, I only wonder, like, if they got him more involved early on, if this would have been a different outcome. And I was asking for, I mean, it was clear through Miami's run here through the playoff that Tony was going to be very important to their success. I mean, he's their spark plug, and he's very good. I mean, he's undersized, but you don't notice.
True freshman, too. Crazy.
Yeah, I know. And he's a dog. I love these tiny fuckers that, like, you could have fooled them. It's like he's never seen a mirror a day in his life. He's like, I'm not 6'5", 220. That's weird. Thought I was. But yeah, it was good from Miami in the second half getting Tony involved. And even like I said, the run game, they finally got that really going in the second half too. But yeah, it was enough from Indiana. Which was funny, all year it was just about how clean they played football. How clean, like no mistakes, don't hurt themselves, just do everything right and you'll win games. And it's a recipe I love, especially as an Eagles fan in the NFL. Like, I love that. I mean, and that's what the Eagles have done for a long time. Just take care of the ball, do enough, don't do anything crazy or extra spectacular, and you should win. And that seemed to be the recipe for Indiana. But it was scary there late in this one. I mean, they were ready to put out this game. They had a 3rd and 1. They get that first down. They're taking the knee, and they have a false start. And I
Oh,
started
yeah.
laughing right when it happened. I'm like, oh boy, the perfect team who doesn't mess up just had an oopsie. And yeah, it gave Miami the ball back with a chance. And I thought it might bite them, but they hold on in the end. But yeah, it was just interesting how the perfect team who never messes up almost had the smallest of mistakes, the 5-yard penalty, pre-snap, not even a runoff, not even nothing, but smallest little oopsie, and it almost cost them. But shows you how good Miami was to have the game this close. And really, I mean, just so impressive because Indiana was beating good teams with ease. I mean, doubling them up, just smoking them. So Miami surely should have been in the playoff, Notre Dame.
Yeah, if you didn't get the Notre Dame jive in there, I
Had
certainly
to.
was
I
going
think
to.
I think we can do a few more.
I'm by the end of the show, who knows? Maybe 5, 6?
I
Who
think we both
knows?
know.
Yeah. Also, on that topic, why was Marcus Freeman on the panel, dude? You can't put him on the panel for this game, man. You
Yeah.
can't do
That's just
that.
weird. Yeah, I agree. That's just poor taste. I want nothing to do with it. Like I, that's the one bright spot of the college football season ending. I don't have to think about Notre Dame for a few months.
That's true. One thing that was really funny that I don't know if you saw this when they were picking the winner here, Pat McAfee went Indiana and he announced
Yeah.
it by so Notre Dame plays in Indiana for those who might not know. Pat McAfee goes, I'm going with the best team to play football in Indiana. The Indiana Hoosiers with Freeman sitting right next to him, and I thought
Is
that
that
was
is
awesome.
that also a dig at his Colts though? You didn't say
It might
college
have been
football.
he might have defined college football. The point
Yeah,
was better than Notre Dame, though, so that's
yeah.
all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, and he was the only one who picked Indiana, wasn't he?
I know.
How
Yes.
weird is that?
Yep. That
I
was
would
kind
have
of weird.
thought 90% of people would pick Indiana in this one, but
That kind of
I
gets to
mean, they
one of
were
my
close
points
to being
later.
right.
I'll save that for later after I give my little recap here, but I'm not that surprised. I'm not that surprised. We asked a question last week, and I think it was answered with this championship performance, but we'll come back to that. But yeah, you're right. This game was close the entire time. First half, it was only 10-0 by the end there. Indiana up. Um, then Miami scores in the second half, make it 7-10, 7-17, back to 14-17, keeping it close, 14-24, and 21-24. Miami fighting back every single time that
Oh yeah.
Indiana put points up on the board. Then we get to at the end there. Miami's got a chance to do it. They really do. And I honestly think the receiver had the boy if Carson placed a better ball on the sideline a little bit deeper. I think he could have slotted that in there. And the top quarterbacks, I think, do make that throw. But that throw he made at the end there never had a chance. But to their credit, Miami also played clean up until
Yeah.
that point. That was the first turnover of the game for either
Well,
team.
blocked
I was
punt
getting to
hurt
it.
too.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Getting there. Two things that really bit them. Missed a field goal early. I think that really, really loomed large. They only need a field goal here. They don't miss that. Doinks off the post. That's tough.
Yeah.
And then the block punt return for a touchdown. Miami's offense actually put up more points than Indiana's offense.
Yeah.
And Indiana wasn't not trying to score on any drive that they had,
That's
including
right.
the one where they had to kick a field goal at the end there. So that's
Yeah.
just an interesting little tidbit. Miami's offense actually outperformed Indiana's offense in
Yeah.
this one, and it was that special team touchdown that really made the difference here.
Yeah.
It
I was
sucked.
impressed with their response. I mean, because
I agree.
I even texted you after that punt. I'm like, this thing's over after that punt block. You were like, buddy, I think there's quite a bit of time left. I don't care. Not gonna pump the brakes, buddy. But yeah, I mean, they responded in a major way, which is really cool to see. I mean, we say it all the time with college, but these are kids. Like, I'd be feeling pretty down after that punt block touchdown. Like, you think it's pretty much done, but yeah, I don't think they felt that way, and they were just responding to every blow Indiana gave, and they really They gave themselves a shot in the end, and that's really all you want in these playoff games. The ball at the end of the game with a shot, and they
Yeah,
got it.
no,
So they got to be happy with
absolutely.
the performance there. But we got to talk about this Mendoza rushing touchdown, though. Holy shit,
Yep,
man,
that's exactly what I was gonna bring up.
that was crazy. I made some noises I don't think I've ever made when he did that. I was freaking out.
It was wild. And also, I mean, gosh, they scored on that. Don't get me wrong, and they got the first down at least, even if he didn't get in. But I think that was
Balls.
objectively the wrong thing to do there.
Yeah.
Once he called the timeout, though, you knew he was going for it. You don't
Yep.
waste a timeout to then
You're
kick a
right.
field
And
goal.
it would have been the second timeout in the second half early.
Yes.
Like he had to
Signetti
go.
clearly got a little rattled in this one.
He
I
did.
think he made
He
some
for sure did.
mistakes. I
And
really think he made some mistakes.
even his comments going in the halftime, like he's shit talking the refs and like all kinds of crazy shit that I wouldn't have expected from him. But you're right. I totally think they got to him. He was for sure rattled. And yeah, but you're right. Once you make that timeout, you're kind of you gotta go for it. But great play call. I mean, he's got wheels. Mendoza moves very well. He's a little slight and I mean, clearly important to this team. So I think that's why we didn't really see it all too much. But he certainly has the ability. But I didn't think he had that kind of contact balance. That was a wild play.
That was extremely impressive. And that's when I kind of felt like the tide was turning for me a little bit, but I still didn't think it was over. And by the end, by the way, I did get you to come around when Miami got the ball back and you sent me a text. I was like, do I sense a hurricane coming?
Yeah, yeah. It was like incoming hurricane. Yeah, that was
uh,
funny.
that did crack me up a little bit. But so the question I think that was answered with this championship game here that we asked and talked about last week is this 2025 Indiana team is not close to the 2019 LSU team. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, damn right. Yeah, the LSU
In
team was phenomenal. I mean, I have hefty bias as well. I mean, it's going to be tough to ever get me to admit against that team. That team was amazing. I mean, and look at how the talent is translated even to the NFL, which is yet to be seen with this Indiana team. But I highly doubt they're going to take the league by storm the way that LSU team did.
Oh, I agree. I don't know if there will be a handful at most successful NFL players on this Indiana team, in
Yeah,
my opinion. So I'll get
yeah,
to a little bit here, but a big thing that contributed to it, we brought it up slightly last week. It's one of the things we talked about with some of the folks in some of our posts this week. But the age of the Indiana team definitely mattered. They were older, more
yeah.
experienced, just naturally stronger because their bodies are fully, maybe not even fully grown out, but more grown out than Malachi Tony's skinny ass.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's right.
so
They are.
so I think that mattered. I think that definitely mattered. And I was hard on Indiana all year. And to be honest with you, I thought that I was going to have to feel like I really had to change that tune if they pulled off the national championship. And I will forever acknowledge them as the champions. That is what they are. That's what they always will be.
But
But sitting here today, I still don't believe that this was an amazing, amazing football team. They did play some amazing games against Oregon and Alabama, absolutely steamrolled them.
yeah,
But I still I can't bring myself to say that I believe this was an elite football unit.
yeah.
I just,
I
I don't know.
I don't think you're out of line for that. I think it boils down to a little bit what I said earlier about just playing clean. Like if you're not hurting yourself ever, you're a good team. That is such a big part of football, the mistakes. And they just didn't make them. And we've mentioned it too. They have one of the best coaches. And I'll stand by that even with him getting rattled in this one. I still think he's phenomenal, and I think it's just not making mistakes and being hot. You catch your groove. You're tough to be stopped. There's so much to be said about a confident team too. Like if everything's firing and you believe you're invincible, I mean that is power, man.
Yeah, No, I totally agree with you, but I really thought a national championship one was going to force me to feel that way. But I sat there and watched the game and really watched, and I was just like, my goodness, no! Like
Yeah,
this
it's
is
in the
just not when you
details.
when you think of an overpowering, really, really, really good football team. I'm just not ever thinking 2025 Indiana. The
Yeah,
record was there, the results was there, the championship was there, but
I
it's one of
agree.
those things where it's like a wild card team goes and wins the Super Bowl or something like that, you're like, all right, Super Bowl champs, respect. You did get the trophy, but you weren't that guy. It's like I think I'll example here, different sport, but baseball. 2013 Red Sox won the World Series. Absolutely had no business doing so. No
Yeah,
business winning that World Series. I feel the same way about this Indiana team. Didn't lose, and I feel like they had no business being here, but they did get it done. That's just kind of how I feel about them.
yeah. It's funny you brought it to a different sport because I was thinking of a comparison in a different sport too. But it certainly gives Indiana a little more credit. But I was thinking they're like the old age Spurs, like just do it right, Mr. Fundamental, like just play clean, do it the way it's meant to be done. But they weren't, the Lakers with Kobe and Shaq, like they weren't dominant. They didn't dominate you. They just played the game right and kept it clean. And they had a good coach. Shout out Pop.
Greg Popovich, legend, legend. Yeah, I'm curious. How do you really feel about them? What would you say?
I mean, I think it was a phenomenal season. And I think the future's bright. We talked about this. Like, I think now is the time to, get your foot in the door for the future. We don't know how this is NIL, how this transfer portal stuff is going to affect teams over the long term. But I feel like getting out in front early is a good sign uh, for a withstanding future being a good team. So I think they're good as far as that goes. But yeah, as far as dominant, some of the best teams I've ever seen, all that stuff, no. Yeah, I'm right with you there. I don't think they were dominant. I think they were smart. They literally
Yeah,
this was the nerd outsmarting the bully or whatever and getting the bully in trouble or whatever.
I
Use your
think that's a great
fantasy.
way to describe Kurt Signetti against most of these coaches. I mean, Dan Lanning, Mario Cristobal. You think a bully when you see those guys. So,
Yeah, right.
um, but yeah, so curious what happens down the line here. Big Ten absolutely rules. They've now won the national championship the last 3 years, three different teams, Michigan, Ohio State, and now Indiana. Fuck me that one of those teams is not Penn State.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Well, there is an
Um,
asterisk next to one of those too, but
there is an asterisk next to one of those. I don't disagree with that. I own that opinion as well.
but yeah, Big Ten. I mean, I admitted to it last week, like running out of legs to stand on. SEC, I'm your biggest fan, but you're not giving me much to work with here. But yeah, I love the variety, and I love that you just mentioned that three different teams getting it done. I really like that because I mean, with the SEC, it seemed to be it was just Georgia dominance, and then it was Bama dominance, and like, where's the mix up? And then you had the LSU throw in year, like whatever. But yeah, I think the Big Ten is making moves for sure. But as we know, it's going to be these two conferences, whichever anyone thinks is better, whatever. It's these two, and I think it's going to stay that way forever. Did you see the Big Ten's proposal for expansion?
I did not.
So they were talking about expanding to 16 teams. Everyone agreed to it, except the Big Ten said we'll only agree to that if 2 years later you make it 24.
Oh, interesting.
24. I'm
We're
actually
getting like
against the
March
Big Ten
Madness
here.
levels.
24
Yeah.
is crazy. I like
I think 12's
16.
too
I
much.
honestly think it's fine at 12, but 24? I mean, That's your top 25. I mean, that's who's getting in pretty much. That's
Yeah, I
crazy.
mean, it is
But
crazy
I
work.
mean,
I didn't see that.
it yeah, it really is. But it makes it fun though, because I mean, now Miami has already proved it. Like you can make a run as a higher seed, and you don't even have to be a part of the Big Ten or SEC to do it. So it makes it interesting. But 24, I just feel like is too much. And then you got to think about the games played that would translate to, which I'm certainly not going to do the math right now. But that's a lot of games,
Yeah, no, you're not wrong about that.
and we're already talking
24,
about
how's that even work? How many people are getting buys? I guess, I mean, they got to give at least
probably
8 teams a buy then? 8 teams a buy? Yeah, they
yeah,
would have to give eight
yeah,
teams a
it
buy.
would. It would be 8. That's crazy.
That's
And we're already
crazy.
so anti-buy to this point. Like, I don't want to speak for you, but I feel like you are. I know I am. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
I am.
getting anti-buy, or if it's going to be a buy, it better be a fucking week, not a month.
Yeah, that's totally fair. Totally fair. My point being, I need Penn State to make it 4 in a row, with Penn State actually claiming one. Although, admittedly, as I've said on this pod alone, I don't think that's going to happen in the next 2 years. I think it's going to take 2 years to get there. But honestly, lots of transfers coming in, and big news, big news. Penn State's actually starting to get some of the recruits to recommit for their future recruiting classes that initially dropped out. 5-star running back in 2027 being a big one. So love
Ooh.
that. That is big news. Maybe it'll be Oregon this year and Penn State the year after that. We'll make it 5 in a row in the Big Ten,
Ugh.
5 different teams.
Ugh. At least it's different. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
As
mind
long as
that.
it's not Ohio State or Michigan, bro. Especially not freaking Ohio State. I can't with them
Yeah.
anymore. I need them to go on their downfall for real, bro. It needs to happen.
Well, good luck.
I know. With NIL, they're cemented as a good
They
team
just
for
are.
sure.
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
are. But anything's possible. I mean, they're pretty much a lock to even make it to the playoffs just about every damn year. But once they're there, crazy things happen.
Yeah, I mean, them winning last year is a crazy thing that happened. They
Right.
did not. They had a gauntlet to get to the
They had
national
a wild
championship and
path.
then go
Yeah.
win it. Yeah. The championship was their easiest game in the playoffs. I'm
Yeah.
serious.
It's
Playing
funny how
against
that works.
shit ass Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah.
that.
What did Notre Dame do in the playoffs this year again? I don't remember.
Huh. I can't seem to remember either. Must have been really tough. I guess they were in Cancun.
Yes. Screw you, Notre Dame. Join a damn conference.
Yeah. And with that, everybody, we will wrap this one up. The final episode of season 2, talking college football with you on Palm City Chucks. It is hard to believe we are here. We love doing this for y'all, with y'all, and hope you enjoy it too. We will be talking some college in the off season, of course, but as far as the 25-26 season goes,
That's a
this
wrap.
is a wrap. And just an update for you as well. We normally release both of our episodes on the same day, but with the college season wrapping up, we are going to be transitioning to a late Wednesday night, early Thursday, one episode release, and then a Saturday release for episode 2. So just wanted to let you all know that as well. We love and appreciate, as always. Please like, subscribe, comment. Call me crazy for saying Indiana really isn't that good. And we'll be back with you next year for this countdown.
Yeah. Later, PCC.